mother, Jessica. She'd called each girl mid-morning, saying Allison hadn't turned up after breakfast. Was she at one of their houses? Allie's mom hadn't seemed too alarmed when they said no, but when she called back a few hours later, reporting that Allie still hadn't checked in, her voice was thin and high-pitched with distress. Aria tightened her ponytail. None of us saw where Allie went, right? They shook their heads. Spencer gently prodded at a purple bruise that had appeared on her wrist that morning. She had no idea when she'd hurt herself. There were a few scratches on her arms, too, as if she'd gotten tangled in a vine. And she didn't tell anyone where she was going? Hanna asked. Each girl shrugged. She's probably off somewhere fun, Emily concluded in an Eeyore voice, hanging her head. The girls had nicknamed Emily Killer, as in Allie's personal pit bull. That Allie could have more fun with anyone else made her heart break. Nice of her to include us, Aria said bitterly, kicking at a clump of grass with her motorcycle boots. The hot June sun beat down relentlessly on their winter-pale skin. They heard a splash from a backyard pool and the groan of a lawnmower in the distance. It was typical suburban summer bliss in Rosewood, Pennsylvania, a luxurious and pristine suburb about 20 miles from Philadelphia. Right now, the girls were supposed to be poolside at the Rosewood Country Club, ogling cute guys who went to their elite private school, Rosewood Day. They still could do that, but it felt weird to have fun without Allie. They felt adrift without her, like actresses without a director, or marionettes without a puppeteer. At last night's sleepover, Allie had seemed more aggravated with them than usual. Distracted, too. She'd wanted to hypnotize them, but when Spencer insisted that the blinds be left open, Allie argued that they needed to be closed. Then Allie abruptly left without saying goodbye. All the girls had a sinking feeling they knew why she'd left. Allie had found something better to do, with friends older and way cooler than they were. Even though none of them would admit it, they'd sensed this might be coming. Allie was the girl at Rosewood Day who set trends, topped every guy's hottest girl list, and decided who was popular and who was an undesirable not it. She could charm anyone, from her sullen older brother Jason to the school's strictest history teacher. Last year, she'd plucked Spencer, Hanna, Aria, and Emily from obscurity and invited them into her inner sanctum. Things were perfect for the first few months, the 5 of them ruling the Rosewood Day hallways, holding court at 6th grade parties, and always scoring the best booth at Rive Gauche at the King James Mall, kicking out less popular girls who had been seated there first. But toward the end of 7th grade, Allie grew more and more distant. She didn't call them immediately when she got home from school. She didn't surreptitiously text them during class. When the girls talked to her, her eyes often looked glazed over, like her thoughts were elsewhere. The only things that interested Allie were their deepest, darkest secrets. Aria glanced at Spencer. You ran out of the barn after Allie last night. You seriously didn't see which way she went? She had to yell over the sound of someone's weed whacker. No, Spencer said quickly, staring at her white J. Crew flip-flops. You ran out of the barn? Emily tugged on one of her blondish-red ponytails. I don't remember that. It was right after Spencer told Allie to leave, Aria informed them, a tinge of irritation in her voice. I didn't think she was going to, Spencer mumbled, plucking a rogue, bright yellow dandelion that had sprouted beneath the willow. Hanna and Emily picked at their cuticles. The wind shifted, and the sweet smell of lilac and honeysuckle filled the air. The last thing they remembered was Allie's weird hypnosis. She counted down from 100, touched their foreheads with her thumb, and announced that they were in her power. What seemed like hours later, they'd awakened from a deep, disorienting sleep, and Allie was gone. Emily pulled her t-shirt collar over her nose, something she did when she was worried. Her shirt smelled faintly of all-temperature cheer.